Hello everybody and welcome to Belladonna. This is a game that popped up on Steam not that long ago. She's gonna blink, because she creeped me out when she blinked. But this game was actually given to me, a code was given to me by the creators of the game. And it looked really fun. It looks like she's an undead girl and stuff like that, but that's pretty much all I know. So let's go ahead and hit new game. We're going to dig right into it and see what we've got going on here. So it looks like she's sort of like a Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing, which is epic in my opinion because of the fact that I absolutely love the old Universal monsters. And so if this is sort of like that, that's really loud. I apologize so much. Wow. I wonder if there's a way I can turn the sound down just a bit.
Oh, the physical sensation. Pain? I'm alive?
Yes, you're alive.
Odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa. Yet, I have a language.
Well, there you go.
I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
She's got a giant key in her head, which is nuts.
A torture device turned into a strange machine.
Alright, so...
What kind of place is this?
Okay, so this is going to be a point and click, but I cannot turn the sound down. So, we're just going to have to deal with it. We got here, bookshelf.
Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry.
So she's a very smart person.
M.W. Shelley.
Mm-hmm. Really? Alright, well there's a journal page here.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
Alright, well let's read it then. It is with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gather before the instruments of my last desperate attempts. I find myself on the threshold of my toils, a turning point, for should I fail tonight, I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpus, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. This is the final test of all of my research and experimentation. The past 5 years, the complete revivification of a human being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do. For my own sake and for hers, this procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams, my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once full of laughter, are now pale almost to the point of transparency, and the skin stretched so thin over the uranium the cranium, it threatens to rip at any moment. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery, and yellowish. I have to cling to my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality once she is brought back from to the realm of the living. Her eyes will light up with the flame of life, a Promethean flame, stolen from the very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of its own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up, the last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. The time has come. Success! The attempt was a success. She is alive. Alright, so let's look in the toolbox.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Yes, I'm glad that you took it, because, you know, I would hate to...
A human skull or a paperweight?
Who knows?
It's a brain in a jar.
It's a brain in a jar.
I wonder what it's thinking.
Well, we can figure that out if we can rip it apart. Let's see what else we got. Vial
This
of
oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
Let's wait. Okay, well, we got some oil now. Let's see, there's a magnet.
I love magnets.
Okay, so you're going to take the magnet. There's a galvanic experiment.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else? What's going on here? Okay, I guess this is the exit. There's a bone saw over here.
Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny.
Wow. See, the thing is I thought she was smart,
I have no idea
but now she's like, Alright, well, let's go ahead and exit.
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Aha! With this screwdriver.
The door won't budge.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Alright, I gotta click on it. No, I gotta click on it.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up.
Alright, that would be the oil.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
Alright, and then I use the screwdriver.
I'm free.
Haha! Yes. Now, I don't really know the whole point behind all this, but we are going to find that out soon. So, suit of armor.
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted.
Aww.
Maybe he likes the dark.
He could.
Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
Sure, we'll go with Roland. That works. Let's go to journal page.
Another piece of paper.
Ah, let's read it.
This was written long before the last one.
Alright. Oh my god. Work is going great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. Will move on to larger mammals within the week. I find my life more and more polarized into two phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day, but now I spend most of my time, and indeed most of my thoughts, down here in my laboratory, only to step upstairs at night to sleep. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but it is boring and understimulating. Down here is where I make my progress. Down here is what matters. As I lay awake beside my sleeping wife, I often wish that I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant, but ever since that fateful night, when our baby Lucas gave up its last breath, she has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she is thinking about as she silently gazes into the empty air or restlessly paces back and forth in the great hall. I, at least, am working with my grief. I have turned my attention to the science of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was untimely taken from me. This is the thought that drives me. In this, the greatest of my ambitions. My own son will never return, I have accepted that now, but thanks to me, the work of the cold, ruthless contrast between living and dead, will in the future be much softer, even more, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has left our grief devour her whole. She is emotionally and intellectually paralyzed, it seems to me. All her creativity and quickness of thought, the wittiness of her speech, and the nimble way she used to jump from one conclusion to the next, all those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place, they have been snuffed out like the flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more, why I bother to even go to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. It is almost as if she is involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No. It seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I will not accuse her of that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I am down here by myself. I am probably just tired. I'd better try to get some sleep as soon as this rat's heart stops beating. Alright, so it looks like he's basically Frankenstein's monster. Let's go to the stick and
There's
see
a
what's
long
going
stick
on.
here.
Alrighty
Perhaps
then.
it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Can we take it? Alright.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Probably because your husband was a crazy person. Alright, let's go up to the next journal page.
More writings from the lonely doctor.
She's got to figure out she's Belladonna. Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I am so no conceivable escape. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something of utmost importance that I need to take care of, but it is not yet time. That something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I am waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but at an excruciatingly slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm the anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night, and cannot remember my last hot meal. I am feverish, and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is it that I am missing? I am spending more and more time down here with my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom. Most nights I sleep, if at all, in a makeshift bunk I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is the point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I am certain I am advancing ever closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is though I am powerless to control, or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover, a new man in her life, someone more lively than me perhaps, someone who can still look with joy and optimism to match her own by grave tragedy unaffected humor. Yet, who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have. In my memory, our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but it has been years since this castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in undesirable condition as well. Almost all the staff has left us. We are down to one girl who dusts the cupboards and lights and fireplaces, but I don't see much of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life apart from me. Alright. Well, looks like we're headed to the exit. What we got going now?
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Alright, peek on through. What we got? Oh, there's a key.
It's the key I'm after.
Alright.
I can't reach it with my hands.
Alright.
I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
Can we stick it?
The stick is long enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it?
Alright, it looks like we're going to stick and magnet.
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of this stick.
Ah, look at me being smart. Alright, now...
Another locked door. Let's take a peek
my
through.
throat! It hurts. Alright, let's use the magnet on a stick.
Let's
Key.
hope this works.
Yep, should. Hopefully. Come on.
Haha.
Aha!
Just as planned.
Good. Alright, now we got the magnet, we got the key.
basement key.
Which means we can now
Let's unlock
exit.
this door.
Alright, so that means I gotta take the key, unlock the exit. Ta-da! Alright, let's head on out. Nope, another journal page. It looks like this is going to be mostly...
Has he figured it out yet?
This is going to be mostly me reading things. I see now that my suspicions have been well grounded, albeit aimed in the wrong direction. Belladonna is not seeing another man. She is seeing a woman. I am convinced that it must be the maid Claire, or whatever her name might be. She and Belladonna are up to something, I'm sure of it. And to think of all the hours I'm stuck down here, caught in my dreadful work, leaving them free to roam and left to their own devices upstairs. Of course, they had found each other, only living things in the whole castle besides me and my week-long rabbits. They have it all figured out. When I come up at night, they act all innocent, keeping their mutual secret from me as a playful game, but as soon as I descend into the laboratory, they are in each other's arms again. But what can I do? The progression of events are beyond my control, just like my work. I slave away in my ghoulish endeavor, making progress every hour but never getting anywhere, and simultaneously Belladonna is slipping away from me further and further for every night, and yet nothing ever changes. Should I confront them? Storm up there, hoping to catch the two in the act? Take back the life that was mine? The wife that was mine? No. I have no reason for my silly suspicions, no evidence whatsoever, merely a thought stuck in my brain refusing to leave, so I remain passive, as always, and each new day is one more that I am unable to take action, unable to change my wretched situation. Alright, so it looks like he thinks that naughty things were going on in there.
Nothing happens.
Alright, well we've got some cogs here on the floor.
A couple of cogwheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back.
We should be able to. Alright, so probably the big gear goes... There's a triangle socket. So this would go here.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What? I'm very confused.
What a strange door. No handle or keyhole.
Uh-huh.
It seems to have some sort of opening mechanism. Oh, I know. It's a secret entrance hidden behind a bookshelf. Only I'm on the other side of it and see only the back of the shelf.
That kind of actually makes sense. Okay, there's a rectangular socket, and there's like something weird up there. So let's go. Okay, we did that. All right, now we need that one.
Not yet.
Wait, does this one go here?
It doesn't fit.
Yeah, I was gonna say small.
Not yet.
Okay, so I guess I have to put this in first. There we go. And then put the small one in. And now we can turn it. Alright, there we go. Now we can exit. Now, I still have a bone saw, so I haven't picked that up. Now, there's 2 journal pages in here, which is nuts to me. Oh, my goodness gracious. Alright.
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
Alright. After I read this one, I believe I'm going to call it, and then we'll do another episode of this later. I just realized his name is Wolfram von Trouserslosh. I don't even... it is clear to me what I must do. I am now convinced beyond any reasonable doubt my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid, but my logical mind tells me there is no other explanation. For countless hours I have pondered this situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours are hours that I could have spent thinking about my work. It is clear to me that I will never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzles at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason that my research is progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace, so it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I went back into my life, and I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is that she must go. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear this would not resolve anything. The 2 of them would still know each other, and they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at secluded rendezvous. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must rid of the maid for good. A plan is already taking form in my head. In the greenhouse out back, I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have called Deadly Nightshade, an interesting plant with many medical uses, but its renown comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already at small doses. Preparing a powder from this poisonous plant is not at all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have ample opportunity. They are not aware that I know the truth, and thus suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be the wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly Nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. Its scientific name is Atrapa Belladonna. The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl stayed too close to Belladonna, and that would be the death of her. Alright, that's another note down. Now, we are going to pause it here for right now. Actually, we don't even have to hit that. We're going to just hit continue, and we're just going to leave it on here for right now. But we will be back with more Belladonna and this mystery of what the hell happened. Am I Belladonna, or am I the maid? Who knows? Or maybe I'm part each. Who knows? Anyway, remember to hit that like button, comment, and of course subscribe. And if you want to check out Belladonna for yourself, I will leave a link in the description below. So I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Click in the upper left to subscribe, and then check us out playing Painkiller. Notoriously has one of the worst senses of direction that I've ever met before. So, also make sure to check us out on Google Plus and Twitter for all the new updates for the channel, and then check out Paranautical Activity.
Take this! Take this! I'm up close and personal to you, you giant.